Hello there and welcome to this recap video. My name is Nick. These happen every now and again, as you might see if you're going through this playlist, but this one is Atari 2600 games reviewed on the channel 101 through to 150. Here we go, get ready. It's Fishing Derby. It's a game for 1 to 2 players where by extending your rod and waving it about a bit, you need to catch these fish and pull them up into the surface. If that shark there looking at the top grabs any of the fish, don't add it to your total really. And before the time's over, you need to get more fish up in your fishing rod than the person there. So how about that then? That looks pretty nifty, doesn't it? I'm sure you're super duper ooper excited about that. Next one up is Airlock. Yes, it's a single screen game. By jumping into this character here, you need to get these red keys up there, go up the single lifts and keep jumping to get to the top to get back to a submarine. It's a pretty good game really. The water is flooding up the screen and if you're too slow you will drown. Excellent stuff. I liked Airlock, pretty nifty. Solar Fox, you control this ship in a grid and you need to get all the boxes before getting shot by any of the sentinels going around the side. If you like any of these short snippets, then check out the full review in the Atari 2600 playlist. This is just a snippet to catch up on what's gone on so far. Solar Fox, I'm enjoying looking at the Atari 2600 games that I didn't have back in the day. I was a ZX Spectrum man, but I'm loving this. Check out the other chapters of the reviewed games so far. Sea Monster. Yes, well, you're the ship across the top there and you've got to drop detonation charges onto the fish below and kill as many as you can. That's essentially it really. There's no great deal going on here, but it's a great name which should conjure up great thoughts or memories as a kid. Sea Monster, you could be playing this without, much going on throughout the whole sort of like time. But, it's classic stuff from this sort of era. Journey Escape, you control any of the members of the band Journey and you must get back to your tour bus because you've been separated there and fans are out to get you by autographs or cut your leg off, any memento from the band. Music plays throughout, which is unusual for an Atari 2600 game. A nice glitzy screen, it's obvious what you need to do, maybe a precursor to that amazing game Temple Run that came out on iOS systems. But Journey, you have a green top on and blue trousers. Elevator from the arcades there, elevator action. You must shoot these troopers, go down in the elevator, get keys and eventually escape from this skyscraper type thing. It's been done quite well for this sort of conversion. I was expecting something not quite as good as this. Don't fall down the lift shaft or you will die, but just progress gradually downwards really and don't get shot. What could be easier than that? Haunted House, and this is quite a classic game. I don't know if it's a precursor to the Attic Attack on the ZX Spectrum, which I really love, one of my favourite games of all time. But you are in this haunted house and you must collect keys and escape. You can turn on the light briefly, that's what I'm doing here, and journey around the different floors to see where you're going. It's quite easy to get lost here, but all you see is a pair of eyes. You never know what your full character does look like, but I haven't completed it, so maybe you do at the end. Haunted House, hurrah! Adventures of Tron. I don't know if it's based on Tron the movie, but anyway, ascend up the screen there. Don't get hit by any of the baddies using lifts as you do so it's a question of timing and don't jump into any of the bad stuff. It probably is Tron, isn't it? Those baddies look a bit like they are from Tron. I like the original Tron. I'm not sure about the future movies there that come out as well, but it is there. Adventures of Tron. Dig Dug, a classic from the arcades. Lots and lots of levels here. You must carve a path through this underground network in order to destroy these enemies. You can inflate them until they explode. Go underneath a rock, which is represented by, a square here rather than a rocky thing, and get them to land on their heads, the enemies, and you get bonus points for that. A good conversion really, music playing throughout, a little bit annoying after a while, but there you go, solid conversion. Sorcerer's Apprentice, based on that Disney cartoon, The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Bum ba bum ba bum ba bum ba bum ba bum ba bum bum. Control Mickey Mouse over 2 screens, don't get killed, and dress yourself up as a wizard. Yes, have a look at the full review to get more idea of what's going on here. I was a little bit lost during the game, but I think people commented underneath, as they quite often do, stuff that I was doing wrong, but you know, they're played from a through point of view for a second go. Shark Attack, I like this because I like maze games. Control a scuba diver, collect all those little dot things, and don't get hit by this shark that comes down various bits of the screen. You can control a little bit of a gate every now and again to block the shark off. There we go. I think maze games tend to be my favourite ones, because I suppose that and racing. So it turns out it's quickly to know what you need to do. As I got eaten by a shark there, what do I know? Get attacked by a shark in Shark Attack. Wizard of War, considered one of the classics here. You control this Trooper Man. It's a little bit flickery on my version, but it's being emulated to be fair. Destroy all the aliens to get to the next screen. There's a radar at the bottom there, which you don't really need, because you can see the enemy here. Just blast them, and then you're there. But another maze game, and that's what I really like. I think I mentioned that before. Reviewed Atari 2600 games. Hooray for us! Good, 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 as Blast said. Still more to come though. Crystal Castles. Now this is absolute genius what they've done here. The Atari 2600 has its limitations, but you don't really expect to see an isometric game, and this is near isometric, I suppose. It doesn't feel like the other conversions of Crystal Castles, but on other systems, but it gives you the essence of it, and what's there they've done very, very well. A little bit frickery as the system's quickly redrawing the enemy characters, but overall I thought they've done a good job here, and I enjoyed playing it. Check out other versions, but this is this one, Roadrunner, meep meep, from Warner Brothers cartoon. You need to outrun Coyote and picking up birdseed and do various bits as well. Here we are, running onto oncoming traffic. That's a good idea, isn't it? The games come out on different systems, but look very different on all of those. The desert here is pink. I don't know why that would be, but fans of the Warner Brothers cartoons would like this. Wile E. Coyote, he should pick another diet. Gangster Alley, this is point and shoot. I haven't got a light gun for this, but no. As soon as bad guys appear at the window, blast them with your pinpoint pairs there, and it's a shooting gallery essentially. Going on. Just shoot everyone that you see in Gangster Alley. It's an alley and it's full of gangsters. Good arcade action this. There's a few games like this in the arcades. I like the Terminator 2 game, which I don't think out on the Atari 2600, but Operation Wolf is probably the most famous out there. Cookie Monster Munch, this one's for the kids, based on the character from Sesame Street is Cookie Monster. There's different modes of play, but essentially Cookie Monster needs to go and get cookies and bring them back to base. When he's got a certain number, you get a graphic of him eating them, which isn't a bad thing. So yeah, typically for the kids, there's a few Sesame Street games, and we'll probably cover them in this 50. There he goes, he likes cookies. Not sure much adult fun would be had here, but never mind. Crazy Climber, reminds me a bit of the Spider-Man game, but anyway, you're climbing up here, and you need to get to the top without getting bopped off, so you've got to select your path here. Don't get destroyed by anyone. Go, go, go. It's not Spider-Man, it's some other bloke climbing the building. You know, it gets quite addictive. Starts off easy enough. As soon as you get to the top of the building, you get a bigger one to climb up to. And I thought this was quite good fun to play, despite not being a great deal to it. Sesame Street again is Big Bird. Big Bird's egg catch. You know, when you analyse it, all you doing here is playing the part as a big bird and, you know, trying to catch eggs by standing down the right pipework, which is easy. So another one for the kids again. Different modes of play. Get that big bird. Mr. Snuffleupagus, can't see him about the place. But there's Groutsy Oscar. He's not in this one. Or Bert and Ernie, but I think they might have their own games. Infiltrate. Now, this is a little bit tricky because it doesn't move particularly well. But anyway, you control this character who must infiltrate the base by going up and down these plungers. It's not the easiest to control either, but it's colourful enough, and if you get the hang of it, well done you. Some of the enemies remind me a little bit of Horace from Horace and the Spider and the ZX Spectrum, so it got points for that. And you got a gun, so you can shoot that when you get a little bit stuck. But it's a crazy game, it's psychedelic. Marauder maze game again. We're going through here, like a little bit of berserk as you go through trying to shoot stuff, but you need to get to the centre screen and blast a bit in the middle. Again, starts off easy enough. It's like an advanced berserk. That makes me invincible. That graphic I got there for a short space of time, but it is, you know, it's good there. And there's the centre graphic which I need to destroy, and then it's on to the next stage, really. Boof, boof, boofity, boof. He's done it. Marauder. Oscar's Trash Race. I told you Oscar the Grouch was in it from Sesame Street. Basically, this van takes out or dumps a bit of rubbish, and we must then collect it all by guessing a series of numbers. You can jump over these pits or go left and right to get to the bottom. Right, jump. There we go. That's that done. Bippity bippity bip. Yes, I mean it's more simple than what you're thinking. If it looks complicated, I've described it wrong. Alpha Beam with Ernie. Now this is Ernie again from Sesame Street, and it's all about spelling here or getting letters in the right place. This is a spaceship. We need to collect the right letters. Like with my beam, there's an M, and then we need to drag that to spell Umir, which I don't know what the hell that means. Who the hell's Umir? But anyway, we've done that. That's our rocket ship done, and then it'll blast off to victory, and then we'll have another sort of like unusual word to collect. Now, like this bit's good. There's Subterranean. It's a shooter. Moves a bit like Defender, but there's lots of different levels to this, and this is quite advanced. It's one of the best shooters, I think, on the Atari 2600, because it's got different modes of play and different levels, really. There we go. That opens up. Get down there, and we'll be somewhere else. Boo, 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 boo. You could, as a kid's imagination, really would take you on an adventure with a game like this, and so I give it big thumbs up. Subterranea, you need to check that out if you've got an Atari 2600. Cosmic Grapes. Now, you control this character. It doesn't look too dissimilar from Charlie Brown. How did he get here? And you to go up the screen to get to this UFO because you want to be kidnapped by the UFO. I don't know why, because you're Charlie Brown, I suppose. Then, you lead these aliens to the UFO without trying to get them clobbered, maybe. Go, go, go. And yeah, it's unusual, it's flickery, it's classic Atari 2600 stuff. Boom. Cosmic Creeps. There's a lot of games, isn't there? Acid Drop. Now, this is quite, an interesting one. It's Tetris, essentially. Get 3 shapes in a row and they will disappear. Well, more like columns, I guess. And this music's playing all the way through. It's close to being a homebrew. Do 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 do. Acid Drop. Do 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 do. I don't know where the acid's involved, but anyway, get 3 shapes in a row or 3 colours, horizontally, vertically, and there. Activision Decathlon. Now, all 10 events of the Decathlon is represented here. Everyone knows who's into retro gaming, the best, the most famous game is Daley Thompson's Decathlon. This one is doing quite well. I slightly prefer track and field on the Atari 2600, but that was brilliant. And here we go, on the long jump. All the events are here, and I think if you're watching the Olympics and had an Atari 2600, this would be great. Where's the long jump pit? I don't know. Popeye, he strolled to the finish because he eats his spinach. It's Popeye the Sailor Man. Yes, you need to rescue Olive Oil here and avoid Bluto. You can get spinach as power-ups either side of the screen when they turn up. I didn't quite see that on the review. Collect enough items and then get back to Olive Oil, and then it's on to the next stage. Popeye! Anyway, I don't think I got the best out of it when I reviewed the thing, but I like it now. Very green. Killer Satellites! Satellites are dropping out of orbit and crashing to planet Earth. Well done, that's probably Elon Musk then, the Starlink thing. Why don't you put them up higher? Anyway, we need to blast them before they hit the city below, because we're trying to save the human race. So I presume we didn't get to Mars then. Oh dear. There's lots of stuff falling back into orbit because it's all gone a bit wrong. Destroy enough and it's on to the next stage, but it's always going to end in super duper uber disaster. Not like real life, of course, but this is gaming. Astro War. It's like you know, a spin in the game Asteroids, but the asteroids only come at us from one direction. It's a horizontal scrolling thing. The most exciting thing here is every so often the background will change colour, so that's enough to give a kid a sense that they're getting quite far. Starts off orange, now we're into green, and it'll do various colours as well. UFOs will turn on every now and again, but it's you know, a more basic version, as I say, of Asteroids, stuff coming at your screen in a very uniform way. Moonsweeper. Now this is quite a good one. There's two stages to it. One where you're in deep space against the wormhole. Then if you hit a planet, you go planet side, and you must rescue these miners that have been deserted on this lone moon. Get enough, and then it's time to go. Yes, interesting stuff again. The Atari 600 could certainly kick up a few interesting and varied games. Back into deep space, folks. Suicide Mission. Now, this is more like Asteroids. It is Asteroids, to be fair, but it's called Suicide Mission. Extremely flickery, so you need to keep blinking. Back in the day on an old school TV, it might not have flickered so much. It's all sort of like the revolution here, but it's Asteroids, and it's probably the closest you can get. Asteroids was converted on the Atari 600, but it was full colours. It wasn't vectors like this. There's wiggly worms as well. Don't know what they're doing in deep space, but anyway. Real sports volleyball, 2-player aside volleyball action. This is real nice. I like this. I felt that I've got a chance of winning the thing. Different modes of difficulty. You against a computer, or you against a friend. Hopefully pick a friend that's not very good, so you can keep winning the whole time. Dig, spike, keep knocking it over the net, and win. Get your points. And I had great fun with this during the review. It's a game I'd like to go back if I had any spare time, which I don't, to play again. Bump and jump from the arcades, exactly what it says, bump and jump. Survive as long as you possibly can with ever vertically scrolling screen. Jump over big gaps, don't bash into the side. There it is as a jump. You do get a warning just before each jump. It's a great conversion, fairly solid. If I played it in the arcades and then bought this on the Atari 600, I would have been pleased. It's got good action there, it's a fairly straightforward gameplay, and you know what to do straight away. Gravatar. Now, in space again, we need to destroy stuff as you expect. We go to different areas there, and then we have to destroy all the installations on this ship, so all those things firing at us, and then we go to the next one. So clear everything. There's a bit of fuel there, I think, and I've blown up again. So don't run out of fuel and destroy stuff, and that's all you need to know. Good. We won't say what the ship looks like, will we? Excellent stuff. Boom. Adventure. This is one of the classics of all time. Go round as this square cube, collect keys and other stuff, and unlock things and kill dragons. So you have to do stuff in the right order. I didn't quite complete level 1, which frustrated a few people. I wanted to give people a chance of completing it themselves. Holy backfire, Batman. But anyway, adventure. And find out what you need to do. But it's all about getting access to different castles, I think. Street Racer, fairly basic, 1 to 2 players, lots of different modes of playing the racing, but it's all about overtaking cars and gaining a point every time you do. To overtake the most, and you will win against the computer or player 2, where other modes will have you trying to avoid obstacles and things like that. Good. Get a point, as I say, for every vehicle that you overtake. Hasn't aged well, but you know, classic stuff from the day. Snoopy and the Red Baron. Now, you're in a dog kennel, which flies, of course, as you would expect. Snoopy is the Red Baron. Snoopy from the comic strip Peanuts, of course. Boo, 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 boo. It's a blast them up, going backward and forward. Just survive as long as you possibly can. Here they come. Take that brown ship. It might be red on other versions there. I'm playing it on PAL, which is, from the UK. Come on. Good. Sky Jinx. It's an avoid 'em up. It's an obstacle course. I love that shadow underneath the airplane. That gives it a little bit of a depth there. This seems quite advanced for Atari 600 game as well. The scrolling is silky smooth. Go round these pylons in the correct order, and then the craft lands. Then you go on to the next stage. But anyway, it's all about getting the best time you possibly can. You see that ticking up in the middle there, and then showing your friends what the time is and say, can you beat that? Death Race. This is a homebrew. It's a mod of River Raid, but instead of controlling an airplane, you're in a Formula 1 car, still need to get the fuel. Is it better than River Raid? No. It's interesting to see, but I like all the graphics of River Raid and going under the bridge and stuff like that. But the background changes every now and again, so it's got a little bit to it. It's interesting to see, but it's no replacement for River Raid. But I'm glad it exists. I love it when people do this kind of a thing. Dragonfire. Now, this is a good game. Come out on a number of systems, but it's on the 2 stages. First one, you have to go over the drawbridge, then you get into the dragon's castle. You must rob all its treasure without getting hit yourself, then get out again and play it all again on a different difficulty. So 2 screens, in and out. Come on, get those other 2, you wally. Right, out we go, and then we're jumping over the bridge again. Duck jump. He's done it again. A very addictive game. How far can you get? Dragonfire. Midnight Magic is pinball, and it's a very, very, very good pinball game. Much better than the video pinball, much more advanced, although I did like that one as well. It's for an 8-bit game. It's got quite realistic ball physics, although they are purple. It looks like an aniseed ball, like the kind of sweet you'd get in your school days. But lots to do. There's a spinner in the middle, there's pop bumpers there, and lots of targets to hit as well, as you can see up the top there. 2 side flippers also on the table, so it's got a bit of interest to it. Riddle of the Sphinx. You're an Egyptian wally and you're going up and up and up, avoiding getting shot by stuff. There's temples and things to visit. I didn't quite get the best out of collecting the items as I went up, as people told me, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. I don't know why the background isn't yellow as opposed to white. Maybe it's snowing in ancient Egypt. There's Isis there. Avoid her. She's bad news. Or is she? I think she might redo my energy. Yeah, Isis is good news. Anubis there is bad news. He's the god of death. Venture. It's a maze game. Now, I control that little dot you can see on the right hand side. By going in these enclosed areas, we will grab treasure. There it is. It gets a bit like Berserk again. If you take too long, an enemy will turn up, a bit like Otto from Berserk, and try and end your days. Away we go. So you need to raid all 4 of the areas, then you get to the next stage and have to do it again. These ghosts are paroling the side there, will try and end your days. Hell Driver, probably influenced by the Grand Prix game. Here we go in this Formula 1 car that's brown, and by changing lanes consistently, the oncoming traffic, we need to last as long as we possibly can. It's driving in hell. Yes, oncoming traffic, dangerous stuff. Very impossible to get car insurance in this sort of land. Go, go, go. I love this system. You can go in reverse, you can go forward, you can choose your speed, but just don't run out of time. Star Strike, influenced by Return of the Jedi, well, Star Wars, I suppose, Trench Run. Here we go, through here. We're in this ship going backward and forward, and we must bomb a number of trenches in order to save planet Earth from total destruction. Easy to get the first few, but then you've got to avoid the stuff coming at you as well. Quite advanced for an Atari 2600 game. It's been well coded. I didn't complete it, but I've got a funny feeling I might be able to with some practice. Pac-Kong, a mismatch of lots of stuff. It's not Pac-Man, it's not Donkey Kong. On the front cover it's Transformers. They try to mix everything up to get a sale, and it looks like a Mario we're controlling, a Jumpman, but it's not him either. We need to get to the top really of each screen, and then we get to the next one. He's in a pink jumpsuit. If you're in a pink jumpsuit, then comment in the comment section below. Avoid getting bopped. Sometimes it's rather unfair and you seem to get bopped anyway. There we go, I think that's going to be level 1. Star Wars Return of the Jedi Death Star Battle. You're in the Millennium Falcon. First of all, you need to get through the shield here to advance to the Death Star that they're building, and then blow up the main generator. I found this good fun. I've played the game on other systems, but I think this one is the best. I just love the sounds that come out of it, and look at that effect. That's excellent stuff. As a kid, I'll be jumping all around the place. Right, here's the Death Star firing at us. We need to cut a hole through it to get to that red bit in the middle, and then blast that. It seems like you get more advanced by going 45 degrees. Gore. from the arcade, a series of different shooters, one level after another. The arcade game had 5 different levels, this one has 4 because it's limited what they can get on the cartridge. This is the Space Invaders type bit, and then we go to another bit there. But I thought this was great fun as well. The game's also been converted quite recently to the ZX Spectrum, so check that one out too. But really good stuff. There's a lot of good games in here. In this one where you need to check those out. Super Cobra, influence from Scramble. One shot you fire forwards, the very next shot will be a bomb, but avoid the scenery, avoid getting hit by these rockets, go backward and forwards. The levels are quite long. There's a few bonus stages in there too to break things up a little bit, but they are long. Different speeds here. The fastest speed is zipping along mightily fast. This is on slow mode. Medium's probably the best for the greatest challenge here. Pleiades, which I probably pronounce wrong, another shooter, and the last one that we're going to look at in this bank of 50 of music. Ping pang, cling clang, ding dong. But overall I liked it. A bit like golf really. Destroy as many stuff as you can to get to the next stage and destroy that UFO thing. Throwbacks to Phoenix. It might have been unofficially the sequel to that one. Who knows? But that's that clobbered as well. Different levels, a bit like golf, but different. So there you go. Hope you liked having a look at those ones. As I say, if you liked any of those snippets, any of the games took your fancy, show the reviews some love there, much appreciated for watching. So that's reviewed Atari 2600 games 101 through to 150, and there will be more coming, I'm sure. And until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.